All right, Larry Krueger here at Levi's Stadium on a Thursday for the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show. Check out Pig and a Pickle, 2 locations right now. Emeryville and Corte Madera, a third on the way, coming in 2026 in Petaluma. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. Also, thanks to Claw Daddy Arcades for sending us to Philly. He's a great follow on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades to find a location near you. And don't miss Plank Oakland's watch party. We'll talk more about that in a minute. All right, what are the news and notes down here? Fred Warner practiced? Not really, right? He's not going to go. He's out. He was out on the practice field today, but he didn't really practice. Practice yesterday, didn't practice today. Kyle Shanahan told us he's out for Saturday. So there'll be no Fred Warner on Saturday in Seattle. He is going to make the trip to Seattle, but he's officially been declared out. Also out, Jair Brown. Jair Brown's out. Marquise Siegel's going to start in his place. Pearsall, Gifford, and Cowing all have a chance to play. There won't be a snap count for Ricky Pearsall. Kyle said, hey man, it's a playoff game. We don't put snap counts on guys in playoff games. But Pearsall, Gifford, and Cowing have a chance to play, and they're and they're questionable. Brown out, Warner out for Saturday in Seattle. Couple other notes. I asked Kyle Shanahan, I said, hey man, you guys love JJ. I know John loves him, you love him. For somebody who's never seen him before, how would you describe him? And he's like, he's the ultimate competitor. He's like, he's a true competitor. And he says he has ultimate respect for JJ. So anybody sitting there going, I wonder if the Niners are going to re-sign JJ in the offseason, unless he gets some massive deal somewhere else, which he may if he has a big playoff and Super Bowl run, which he may, I think he's going to be back here. The Niners love him. I don't think he's going anywhere. I mean, just to hear Shanahan say he has ultimate respect for JJ really speaks volumes. Robert Salah will be probably an NFL head coach somewhere else next year. That's my guess. He has interviews coming up this weekend set up with Miami, Baltimore, and Tennessee. And there'll probably be more. I think the Raiders probably want to talk to him. There's probably a couple other teams that want to talk to him as well. And if you look at it, the trend in the league with Mike McDonald doing so well in Seattle, with D'Amico doing so well in Houston, with Vrabel doing so well in New England, it's a copycat league, and I'm pretty sure that teams are going to look at Robert Saleh and say, yeah, we want a defensive coach who's doing a really good job on the defensive side of the ball, and it's Robert Saleh. And if the Niners advance past Seattle and somehow get to the conference championship game, that just makes the interest in him go that much higher. If they go to the Super Bowl, it's that much higher. But I just think when you look at the number of jobs that are out there, the success that the defensive coaches have had this year, the copycat league, the nature of this league is a copycat league, and also Robert Saleh has a lot of connections with probably the most prevalent offensive scheme in the league today, the Shanahan scheme. He's got connections to a lot of those guys around the league that run Shanahan's scheme. I would say it's almost a lock that Robert Saleh is going to get a head coaching gig elsewhere this offseason. Today, not practicing, Jair Brown didn't practice, and Yetur Gross-Matos didn't practice. And, I'm not sure what Yetur Gross-Matos' status is going to be for the game. I think he's questionable, but he did not practice today. Ricky Pearsall is practicing, and as I said, he's trending towards playing on Saturday. CMC, by the way, is a finalist for the Salute to Service Award, so congratulations to CMC on that. Charles Cross of the Seahawks, their left tackle, has a new knee injury, and his status is up in the air for Saturday's game. Dante Whitner went on his podcast and said that the Niners will blow out Seattle if Pearsall plays. Thought that was really interesting. The other big headline that we should have probably gone with earlier, but it's a Seattle-based headline, and I don't know how much I believe it, but there are reports coming out of Seattle late breaking today that Sam Darnold is questionable with an oblique injury. Now, Drew Lock is their number 2 quarterback. They have Jalen Milroe, who they can use in some sub-packages if they wanted to. But interesting note, to say the least. I think Darnold plays. I don't think there's any doubt he plays. How well he plays, that's kind of a question. And I'll say this can't hurt the Niners, that's for sure. Kyle was asked about Jake Brendel, and he called Jake Brendel one of the best centers in the NFL. Said that he really grades out highly and he does a lot of good things. Luke Gifford was back at practice today. He was limited at practice, but as I said, he's also listed as questionable for the game coming up this weekend. Shanahan was asked about Brock Purdy and what gives him confidence in Brock, and as far as on the road, playing on the road against a really good defense. And he made a great point. He said, Brock doesn't get rattled. And it's easy to say those words. It's a lot harder to not get rattled. But he doesn't get rattled. He didn't get rattled in Philly. He didn't get rattled in the Super Bowl. He didn't get rattled going up against Mahomes. He's a very grounded kid. I call him kid, he's 26. He's very much a man of faith. He's grounded, he's solid, he's the same guy every day. And to hear Shanahan say those words today, he doesn't get rattled. That's part of why Brock Purdy is Brock Purdy, man. That's part of the reason that Brock Purdy's so damn good, is that he doesn't get rattled. And, he stands with courage in the pocket and strong, and delivers the ball down the field. And if he gets picked, he still doesn't get rattled. And he keeps ripping it. If he gets picked again, he keeps ripping it. Now, Brock Purdy will throw interceptions because he'll throw the 50-50 ball. He'll give his receivers a chance to make a play on the ball. And when you do that, you're going to throw some picks. And it's interesting. When I was watching the game again last night, just Niners Eagles, and once again, Tom Brady is just so spectacular as a broadcaster now. He was so good in this game. I think I'm going to save that broadcast for a while because Brady understands the game. At one point, he's like, hey, you know what? The Eagles need to go tempo here. They need to speed it up. They need to get some momentum on their side. He's like, when you get a defense on your heels, you got to keep them there. And, he made that point, and the Eagles kind of played methodical. They didn't speed up their tempo. He also made a great point on the interception, the first interception they threw to Quinyon Mitchell. Purdy threw to Quinyon Mitchell. He had JJ on an in-breaker from the right side, the offensive right side, and he either didn't see him or he just couldn't get it over the trees, over the defensive lineman there at the line of scrimmage, because he had JJ wide open, and he forced it with not a lot on it they forced it into a crowd. He forced it into a crowd, and it got picked. And there wasn't a lot on that pass. So Brock Purdy's not a perfect player by any stretch. But if you really look at it, he's playing incredibly well. 139 yards after the catch is what the Niners got in this game. The Niners under Purdy, he's really good on third downs. He's really good in the red zone. They're 7-1 or 8-1 or something like that with him as a starter this year. I think the Niners are going to Seattle, and I think they're going to get the win. And it's largely because I think Brock Purdy's going to play cleaner, better football than Sam Darnold. And I think that's going to be the difference in this game. One other note, Christian McCaffrey has 434 touches this year, first in the NFL by a wide margin. He doesn't have a single fumble, not a single fumble. Guy is absolutely taking care of the football. A lot of Brock, a lot of JJ, a lot of CMC, and the Niners are going to be rolling to the NFC Championship game. All right, we should say to you, thanks to Pig and a Pickle once again for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to our good friends at Claw Daddy Arcades for sending us to Philly. Thanks to Sharp Corners, Sports Cards and Collectibles. They also had a hand in sending us to Philadelphia. And check out Plank Oakland. They're going to be doing their watch party. They did one last weekend. They had 900 people show up. It was very successful. PlankOakland.com. Check them out. They're going to do a watch party for Niners Seahawks on Saturday. And that's a really cool spot to bowl a few holes, hang out. Check that out. So, Anyway, thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.